Hey there, I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to tap in today and get us some messages. All right, let's ask our angels, saints, ancestors, and guides into our space, provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light and love. Yes, thank you. All right, shuffled and ready to go. What's happening? What's happening? What's not happening? Maybe someone's in fear of something. Nine of Swords is not like someone is really struggling over the memory of something. Maybe it has something to do with a commitment or marriage. I feel like maybe someone's seeing like the flash back or flash forward. Something, I feel like someone may have thought like something was a good idea, but it wasn't a good idea. I feel like they're getting clarity now on like the illusions of things. Okay. I feel like they're upset, really stuck in the head. Maybe having a lot of confusion, anxiety, fear over the memories of something that keeps happening. Something keeps happening. Maybe they keep saying to themselves, why does this keep happening to me? Like maybe they're in this like, you know, maybe they're being shown why it keeps happening, right? They're being seen, like they're seeing now like why things have played out the way that they've played out. It's kind of what I'm getting. I feel like the Hermit's like, hey, like take a look at this. Here's why. All right. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, Knight of Cups and an Ace of Wands. I feel like someone is heavy in their like masculine energy here. We have a Queen of Wands here. We have a Knight of Cups. Someone wanting to bring something towards somebody. And then we have an Empress. Okay. Move it down a little bit. I feel like someone has maybe tried to prevent someone from returning back to someone else, is what I'm getting. Maybe to the point of like spell work even. Someone knows, you know, who someone truly desires, is what I'm getting. And maybe they've been manipulated and controlled and find themselves in some sort of like mental anguish, right, over this whole situation. Okay. All right. And then we have a Page energy, Page of Pentacles, Justice, and then we have a Ten of Swords. And then we have a Page of Wands. And here's the Moon. Okay. Someone, it's almost like someone either accepted something or gave something or agreed to something, right? And it did not have the desired outcome. In fact, it may have like backfired. I'm getting like yeah, look at this. Would you look at what's on the bottom of the deck here? The Devil and the Moon. So yeah, I'm getting like whatever they did has created a massive ending here. All right. Someone might have proof of what was done, the action took, and the money spent. Like this is like the account of it. right? The account of everything. Like everything's been accounted for, right? All the facts, okay? And the actions taken and the money spent. It's almost like follow the money and you'll figure out like what action was taken, right? I feel like this is all being held to account with the justice. Someone could be dealing with some sort of like, this could be in the sense of like legal issues, but like the ultimate betrayal, right? Maybe someone that they really trusted is going to be the one that creates the ultimate betrayal here. Maybe they're realizing the extent in which somebody went to prevent someone from having happiness, joy with someone who they were jealous and envious of. I'm getting like someone tried to, you know, take someone else's place. And they thought that they could take this person's place by manipulating whoever you were dealing with. There's definitely dark energy involved here, okay? Yeah. And they violated universal law multiple times. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what the next row says. There's that Seven of Cups. I feel like there was a lot of scheming. There was a lot of like dressing up, playing a part, right? Creating and feeding the illusion. So if somebody had like fantasies or addictions related to fantasies, maybe one fed the other. Like this is, you know, really in the energy of temptation here. And operating from the ego, the shadow self, right? Things that are, again, in that moon energy, right? Yeah, this is someone right, in that moon energy, like subconscious stuff. It's almost like someone was preyed upon, right? Because of their own wounding, but they couldn't see this in themselves, right? Because what was being reflected back to them was different. It was a fantasy, an illusion, a storyline, some sort of like grandioseness about them. And maybe what appears outwardly to others, like it makes them look good or makes them feel good. It's instant gratification. It's this, that. Okay. I feel like they pretended to be something that they're not. And you really trusted this person. This is somebody who you thought you had real experiences with. But I'm getting like you don't even know who that person is, because it's almost like you were in an illusion and so were they, right? Like you don't even know who this person is or was. In fact, I don't think I don't feel like there's a version of this person that still exists. I feel like, yeah, there's this like cloak energy. Eight of Wands, the Emperor, someone's having to deal with something here. I'm getting like there's this Emperor energy that might be protecting you. Because it's like you're not affected by their projections that they send your way. Look, it's like this Emperor energy protects you. So this could be someone that you have a close tie to, whether in the physical or the spiritual. This also represents authority, power, mastering, energy, right? It's like commanding the energy in the spiritual and the physical. The There could be something on the horizon here that's leading to some sort of freedom or liberation to some extent. Like not having a care in the world, seeing things, you know, on the bright side, not bothered or burdened by others' illusions, delusions. Maybe someone wants to send messages or communicate maybe all that they found out or figured out, but I'm getting this unfazed energy, like not even entertaining this, maybe not seeing this coming. The Emperor can represent like the masculine. It can represent the father figure. It can represent authority, power, having to make a decision, okay, as well, about a very important matter that doesn't just affect you, it affects others, right? The Emperor would be not just in charge of themselves, but others. So having to kind of really like understand all the facts before making a decision, because it does affect more than just him. And, you know, he's held in high regard. So this is someone that might have a stance on things. I'm getting this could be someone who you might connect with for work or partnership in something. I feel like this energy's worst fear is maybe you connecting with someone new and moving on from them once and for all. So maybe that's part of what's playing out here, is for them to observe you having a new beginning, okay? In some sort of like respectable, right, connection here, one that has some like groundedness to it. And then we have the Two of Cups. So this is like that spiritual union and a physical union. And then we had the Four of Wands earlier. And I feel like, you know, this is maybe the Emperor to this Empress is what I'm getting here. Yeah, and then we have the Sun. Yes. Star energy. Okay. Yeah, there's energy here that's meant to contribute, the Knight and the Star and the Sun here, to help those who are suffering, those who are misguided, those who don't have the clarity, maybe don't have the resources, maybe there's the possibility there's that cloaked energy. Yeah, I feel like, you know, there's those that who choose to help themselves, and then there's those who choose to not help themselves. And so I feel like you're meant to help those who want to help themselves. And you could be working with others and coming up with something to do just that in whatever way that is for you. Like everybody has their own gifts, abilities, right? Their own love medicine with Venus here to share with the world in whatever capacity they choose. So yeah, I'm getting like there's energy blocked over here from coming towards this collective when it comes to Emperor, Empress energy, okay? I feel like there's something that they're having to do as it relates to their own actions and energy investment when it comes to trying to either get away with something, or this is a bit of like your bad choices accumulating to the point of like enough's enough. Like there needs to be some authority here because nothing's changing. It just continues to get worse and worse. So, it's almost like someone's wreaked enough havoc. Is what I'm getting. And it's like someone needs to wake up. All right. So there could be like a wake up call here for someone. Right. Maybe they're awakening to the fact that this was something that, you know, you had an agreement to do together, and there might have been an ending of this contract because of their leading from their ego. May have caused so much havoc that it ended a soul contract, and you know, they may be becoming aware of like what the potential of this was, or what it was meant to be, or the gift it was, the blessing it was, and how it's like they received a blessing from God and threw it away like it was trash. Put it in competition like, you know, it was just anything with anything, right? I feel like someone's getting clarity about like, you know, they're getting caught up. They're in like someone's spellbound or dealing with some spiritual jail here. All right, so I feel like, yeah, I mean, someone's being held to account at this time regarding their shenanigans. I'm getting this a lot, so it must be playing out. Just gonna grab this deck here. All right, let me get some more details here, but I feel like someone is feeling the account. Someone could lose a home, lose a job, lose family. Could be really like on the down and outs here for their reckless actions. Okay, there's recklessness here. There's like not giving a shit, like obsessiveness, over compulsive, like temptational type energy exchanges, like something that is not of the light was being done over and over and over and over again, and they were warned over and over and over again. I feel like they're going to heed the warnings now, or maybe that's it. Maybe the whistle has been blown and there's no more warnings. This could be their energy. They now realize that like, yeah, they're shit out of luck. It's like game over energy. The Ten of Swords is game over. Yeah, look at game over, right? I was picking up on someone being spellbound. Someone, you know, sending out shit that they have no business sending out. Like, this is coming to a halt. Or someone's coming to a halt. Someone may be manipulating somebody, okay? When it comes to any kind of exchange, just use your discernment. They're sending negative energy, spell work, and black magic. Okay. I'm getting air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They could be sending this to an air sign, or maybe they're realizing, hey, I have to do black magic, spell work, in order to prevent somebody from going and communicating and feeling their feelings towards somebody else. Like someone has to control people, okay, in their life, right? That's what they do, okay? And they do it through emotional manipulation and control tactics. They love bomb, they gaslight, they play all the tricks. They are a trick. Someone got tricked. Someone got tricked by the tricksters and fell for it. And as a result, like, you know, game over. Game over for them. All right. Okay, someone could be experiencing, yeah, new location of some kind. Oof, look at this. Look at these two cards. Gold Digger, middle of the deck, death rituals, praying for your death. Game over. Justice. Justice is playing out regarding what they paid and took action doing. Okay? Yeah. Someone was a false flame, false soulmate, or not false soulmate, but I'm getting like false, I'm getting karmic energy. Someone could be going through an ego death. Okay? Could be this Queen of Wands, or someone's going through an ego death as it relates to a Queen of Wands. Okay, yeah. Oh boy. All right. Tried to stop that one. Pray more. Someone maybe wants to have a new home, but it's like in reverse. I have maybe all the energy that they were conjuring up, chaos magic, trying to work with others to create this. Chaos is in reverse. It's returning back to sender. I feel like they tried to affect someone's spiritual gifts, abilities, dreams, visions. Okay, they could be experiencing paranormal or some sort of delusional energy. Okay, they could be doing things from a place of desperation, immoral, and lacking integrity. There is a third-party karmic playing out here. Okay, someone is experiencing health issues and spiritual sickness. Okay, the angels are with you and protect you. Okay, and we're dealing with spiritual haters here. Okay, let me get what fell on the floor. Yeah, I feel like some of you, whoops, have a new job. I feel like someone's true true love is coming in. Soulmate, twin flame on the way. I have a new job or career coming. I have messages through thoughts, words, dreams, and visions. I feel like you saw this in a vision. You had a premonition. You got confirmation. You got a download about what someone was doing on the down low. You don't need a receipt. I feel like that's the most badass thing about this whole thing is that many of our channel, we no longer need receipts for anything. We now trust what we know. Okay, we now trust our spiritual teams and our inner guidance to know. So it doesn't matter what evidence is what. You trust your abilities over what other people say and do. Whatever that like propaganda, whatever story that is, whatever fabricated narrative they have, you're like, I see through that shit. I know the truth, and that's all that matters. Okay, yeah, someone is dealing with divine justice and universal law. They violated universal law, and as a result, they're going to have to pay. Yeah, that is balance being restored. They don't believe in universal law. They don't think they have to follow universal law. They think that they are untouchable because it's not part of their beliefs, okay? So there's some sort of like situation playing out where they're going to learn a harsh lesson. There's childhood trauma here and it's unhealed. Yeah, I feel like there's spiritual jail and prison playing out here. So someone might be locked up or feeling like their abilities are unavailable to them. Like they're having to deal with, yeah, and they could be dealing with illness, okay? They could be dealing with illness. Okay, I have, whoops. I feel like there's divine love here. I'm getting, this is what's new and on the horizon here. I feel like someone could be dealing with legal issues here. I'm going to flip it now. Yeah, I feel like someone, you know, may be dealing with a backlash, okay, as it relates to coming after a divine femme, the Empress. Okay, entertaining third parties and such. Excuse me, I'm burping as I'm going through this energy. The player got played. I feel like someone needs this in order to feel good about themselves. Like, they're very codependent. They need to take other people's life force energy. This could be feminine or masculine, or it could be both, okay? But it's clarifying this. So I feel like there's a lot on the roster. And that is just not your vibe. You don't roll like that. So they're going to experience the dark night of the soul. They're going to walk the path, okay, into their shadow, okay? All the things. It's like that Nine of Swords energy. All of the things, right? This mask that they wear and hide behind, right? You saw through the mask. The mask fell for you, right? Yeah. I feel like this 3D ego of theirs is about to come crumbling down. We have that ego death. We have a dark night of the soul now. So these are like the beginning processes. And then we have, yeah, this is kind of like the wandering soul, right? Not knowing that like there's this energy of being, you know, unable to help oneself, even though there's resources available. So, you know, I feel like they may use that as a way to allow people to enable them. All right. There's some sort of unexpected income here. So this could come from many directions. Okay. I feel like, yeah, I was going to say we have this social media stalker, okay, and troll. All right. Continue to take a bath. I feel like they're watching to see if, you know, if you're going to tell on them or if what they're sending to you is going to work. You're divinely protected by Archangel Michael, okay? Your team God and the light wins, so boo-hoo. Addictions, alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, and money, okay? That's what they're feeding. They're feeding the spirit of that. They have karmic family members involved, so their families participating, or those that they consider family, like friend group or whatever. I feel like you spend a lot of time, or you're being asked to spend more time getting connected and meditating and trusting your intuition. I also have in the near future, okay? You could be seeing 222. I'm getting like what's playing out here for them is a mirror. Whoever they're with at this time is mirroring back to them exactly who they are. And so does the friend group. So does the family group. So does all those that they contribute to do this with, is a mirror back to them, right? And I'm getting like you're receiving a mirror in the sense of like you're attracting what you seek and what your vibration is. Okay, look at signs, synchronicities, triple numbers, and nature. Signs in nature. So confirmation, 222. Right? You might be dealing with an outcast, a black sheep. That could be you, that could be them. I feel like you have a strong connection to spirit, so you very much could feel like persecuted, outcasted. It's time for you to kind of like, you know, step back into your light. Like the divine is handling this, right? Legal issues. They're dealing with their own legal issues. Believing in miracles. A miracle will soon happen in your life. So this is like in the near future, someone's dealing with legal issues. That's the spiritual and physical jail that we were seeing. You have divine protection. I feel like, you know, miracles are playing out in your life. You may see miracles all the time play out in your life. This is a huge number 2. So again, confirmation of the 222. Abundance, success, and stability. Confirmation of that. You deserve to be in the position that you're in. Okay? Don't let anyone... And if you're challenged, it's because they want to be in the position you're in, but they haven't done the work. And they think by bullying you, you'll step aside and give up your seat. No. You are worthy. I am statements, right? Like, no. They would have to go through all the lessons, okay, of this lifetime and others in order to have this seat. All right? It's something earned. Okay, not bought, not stolen, not redirected, okay? Spiritual awakening and the ascension process. This is playing out on a grand scale, okay? I feel like there's energy here that lacks integrity and morality, and maybe this is something that becomes part of their awareness as part of this process, right? You remember going through your process. I feel like this is what's bubbling up to the surface. Someone may be dealing with the fact that they made an agreement, okay, that was based off of doing something immoral that didn't have integrity, and that could be contributing to the legal issues, okay? So things are catching up, right? There is this truth. There is exposure. Cameras could be significant. So something caught on camera, something taken with a camera, there's evidence of something, or something's just being exposed. Something that was hidden, protected, secured is now exposed. It's like the truth is being brought to the light for all to see, and that might make someone feel like they're going to be seen as being immoral and having no integrity and going to great lengths to, you know, really affect someone's life in a negative way. They could be outcasted as a result of people finding out the truth. Yeah, there's this, yeah, they're being seen as a liar now. Someone who betrays people, someone who wears a mask, someone who is not what they seem. Like, they may have been known as like the nice guy, the good guy, the friend, the what, the who, the hit, the shirt, like nice girl, whatever. Nah, I feel like they're now being seen for like, I can't trust that person. This is not somebody like I want near my family. Like, you never know what this person's gonna do. Like, they're doing weird stuff. They've done weird stuff. I feel like things are starting to catch up. And people are like, this is ugliness. Like, maybe the ugliness is now being seen, whereas before it might have been hidden, right? Like, if this is like a feminine energy, like she puts on a front, right? Like almost like religious churchgoer, right? But behind the scenes, she's like wicked, right? It's kind of like that. Oh boy. Like, there's so much shame in this. I'm getting a lot of shame. Someone feels a lot of shame. But I feel like it's self-afflicted. And as a result of it being self-afflicted, it's almost like someone preyed on that. Someone used that to their own advantage to, like, manipulate somebody, to control somebody, to get somebody off path, right? It's almost like the trickery, right? Yeah. But here's the thing, like, did they truly get tricked, or were they meant to experience this all along? Right? We are all responsible for our choices that we make. 3303 on the timer. And, you know, we will still kind of do the tangent, have the experience, and then kind of be redirected back to our path. So there could be these lessons playing out, and the lesson is with this third party and whatever they've connected to. That's how they're learning the lessons, based on what they chose for themselves, right? They chose to kind of like take this path, and they're like, well, now I don't like this path. Well, you know, there's a need to kind of, well, you know, might as well figure it out while you're here. You know, it's like you got off the train station on the wrong stop, and now you have to like get off, and you're not going to make it to where you're going to, you know, get to. So you might as well get off the train and make the best of it. It's kind of like that. Like, someone needs to kind of like, all right, you got to figure it out now. Like, you know, you made this choice. You're responsible for this choice. It's like, you gotta deal with it now, right? You got to deal with it now. Legal issues, possibly even like some sort of like health concerns. Like, someone needs to deal with their shit. Someone needs to stop focusing on someone else and the shenanigans and focus on what's truly important in life. I feel like they're going to learn that. They're going to learn real quick what's really worth the energy and what isn't. I feel like whatever they went to was a whole charade. And that's playing out for all to watch and see. And that might be like adding to the shame, right? And that might be a catalyst for someone here to really, you know, put this to rest. Something needs, or something is being put to rest, right? And there is freedom in that. And I feel like someone deserves that freedom, to be free and clear from, you know, whatever was trying to control, manipulate, beat down, abuse, right? Take away, take from. Yeah, someone thought that they had more power than God. I feel like they're going to learn a very specific, clear message. Or they may be the clear message. However that plays out, I don't know. But I'd be doing the reflection nowadays, y'all. If you're watching and some of this is your energy, you've been, you know, wishing ill will on people and doing some shady shit, then that message is for you. All right, you guys, I hope you have the most amazing day. Things are playing out as they need to play out. We are being made aware because there's lessons for us to learn in it, as well as we've learned our own lessons, okay? And we are observing at this time. We're not absorbing, okay? So you've learned a lot about how to manage your energy. You've learned a lot about like projections and what thoughts are yours, what aren't yours, how to tell the difference. You know how to use tools in which to discern, okay? You're tapping in to your inner guidance, and that is guiding you and giving you the truth that you seek. It's always going to point you back to yourself, okay? Right? Anything that has you going outside of yourself, okay, that is a red flag. All right, so you are the answers that you seek is what I'm getting at. You just need to remove the distraction so that you can receive. So that is also what I wanted to share. All right, you guys, make sure you're clearing your energy, okay? Setting the intentions to call your power back. If you need some sovereignty prayers, or if you're needing to forgive somebody or yourself, let me know in the comments. I can do a post on some of that, or you can look on YouTube is where I usually have most of the content, so check that out. I think I have the Ho'oponopono up there, so you should be able to see that and use that to help work through some of this energy. The best thing to do with some of this like energy is to use it towards something that you enjoy, something joyful, something creative, something that you can express yourself and kind of like take the energy from one frequency and switch it, flip it to another, okay? And that's what we call alchemy and transmutation. So do what you can to kind of like feel what you need to feel, but don't stay there, all right? I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you guys on the next reading. Bye now.